Hopefully that now works. Hello everybody. I am joined by some lovely ladies and soon, hopefully Sam as well, who's not quite a lady,
He's also not a dog that we discovered today.
to do some reading sprints this Friday morning, afternoon, evening. So if you want to introduce yourselves and what you're reading, everyone's channels will be linked down below. So if you are interested in checking everyone out. Joanna, what are you reading?
Well, I am usually the SFF reader. Well, not SFF, that's a lie. I'm the fantasy reader. I only ever read fantasy, but now I'm going through a little bit of a rough patch. So I decided to fill my life with joy and happiness and not murder and mayhem. So I'm reading It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey.
Yes.
I have, like 2 hours left, and I'm in the middle of a sex scene right now. So I know what's happening the second I press play on my audiobook. So
okay.
Are you funny? I know what's coming. Okay, I'm done. That was it.
Are you enjoying it?
I feel like what you said about it. I mean, the book it's fun. I love the small town vibes, but I feel there is absolutely no chemistry between these characters. Like, I like you're not relatable as a couple. You don't make me believe that you would be a good couple. So
yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's how I felt about it. That I just didn't believe that they would last.
No.
What about you, Stephanie?
Okay, so I am reading The Fellowship of the Ring.
Cutting it close.
I am indeed. But I always do that. What?
Isn't your live show tomorrow?
Yep.
I love you. You're so cute.
I'm right there. So I'm not even halfway.
I know you, though. You bust through books. So
I do. I'm a binge reader, so I'm not too worried about it. I was going to binge last night, but then my husband has vertigo, and he had a very bad attack last night. So it didn't happen.
Well, hopefully today you can really get some reading done.
Oh, I'm not going to bed until it's done. Like, it is what it is at this point.
How much do you have left?
Well,
are you still in book 1?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I have over 200 pages left, like 230, I think.
Oh,
yeah.
You better get reading.
Are you audiobooking on the side?
I am. So I have been doing both. I've been immersion reading it, which is awesome because I really like Andy Serkis as a narrator. Mm-hmm. I think he does so well with it. So yeah, I've been doing that, but I haven't been listening to it without physically reading it because I just kind of want that immersion experience.
Yeah. I
pretty much listened to the whole thing. I finished it today.
Oh, nice.
Wait, you're judging her for cutting it close, but you also just finished today?
Hey, I only had 70 pages left to read today.
Well, she's done. I have like
I am now done. The bookmark
that is also true.
The bookmark is now in the place for the 2 towers. So.
Oh, are you going to keep reading?
Yeah.
Are you going to do it next? We should keep doing it together since we started this one together. But I don't know if I'm going to read 2 towers next month or the month after. What do you think?
Whenever.
Okay.
We'll here's Sam.
Hello.
Hi.
Oh, what a cute puppy.
Oh my gosh, your puppy is so cute.
Look at his fluffiness.
Oh.
Is this
you have redeemed yourself,
Sam? Catfishing us, Sam, because you're like, well, there is.
There is a.
Oh.
Ginger.
Look at his little face. You just want to squish it. Exactly. That's what I wanted to do.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, like I literally just got home and then Harvey was like, I was like, sorry, Harvey, I can't. I was like rushing around trying to get ready. So he's just like,
Emily.
What are you doing, dude?
Oh, I'm excited for Hunger of the Gods.
Oh,
yes.
First one.
Isn't it 14th?
Next month. Yeah.
Something around there.
It's on mine tomorrow at 5 p.m. UK.
Hi, Harvey.
Oh, we've got a Shadow of the Gods cohort in the chat today.
Nice.
I almost started reading that today, but then I was like, I still didn't finish this one. So
Okay, so we've just been talking about what we're reading. So Sam, what are you reading this evening?
I am reading. I don't know who this is by. The Embroidered Book. Oh, Reflex.
Oh, you did go straight into reading it.
Yes, with the fancy edges.
Oh, that's so
Yeah.
pretty.
Yeah. It was part of my Goldsboro subscription, and it's the kind of book that I'd probably never pick up for myself. So I thought I'd better read it as soon as it comes, otherwise it'll go on my shelf, and then I'll just stare at how pretty it is and never actually read it. But I'm really enjoying it so far. I'm about a third of the way through. It follows Marie Antoinette and her sister, Charlotte. Marie's in Paris and Charlotte's in Naples, and it's sort of them rising to power. But there's like magic elements going on with it, and secret societies, and then like rogue magicians. So it's really interesting so far. Sorry, I just need to turn off the dehumidifier because it's just turned on. But yes, I'm really enjoying it.
And I'm reading The Grace of Kings.
Yes.
Well, I started it last night. I read like the first 2 chapters, but then I was so tired. Like my eyes, you know, when your eyes are just droopy and you're reading, but the words just aren't going in. And you know, I keep like rereading the same sentence. I'll be like, oh no, it's not computing. And I got to like the end of chapter 2 and was like, I may need to restart again from the beginning.
Yeah, that's fair.
So yeah, but that's the plan. I need to bust this out because it's not the final book on my TBR.
Oh no, how many more do you have?
1 more after this.
You did so well. I'm so impressed.
Gosh, that's impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah, 7 finished now of the 9. Cutting it a bit close. It's going to be down to the wire, I think.
You'll do. You only have to start the last one, right? As per rules.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have to finish it.
I can't believe you did it. When I saw your TV, I was like, there's no way she can do this.
I know.
I underestimated the power of Abby.
It's positive, but like I don't think I'm going to get much reading done this weekend because I'm quite busy. So it's still going to be like quite tight, I think. Because this is still 600 odd pages. So, you know, I've got to figure out where I'm going to get the reading done.
It's on the audiobook's on Scribd and it's narrated by Michael Kramer.
No.
Not on yours?
No,
Not in
the
the
UK has no access to these audiobooks. I've checked. They're not available anywhere. It's like they're banned here for whatever reason.
Sorry.
I literally just downloaded the audiobook for that one on Scribd the other day because I was like, I feel like reading this soon. So
You can't even buy the CD.
what?
Like, there's not even like.
Obviously, you've tried.
Like we looked.
Like, we really investigated trying to find this audiobook for this, but no, it's like they fully banned it here.
Oh my gosh, it's good. It's really well done.
It's banned in Australia as well. Maybe they just have a thing against the Commonwealth.
Maybe.
Yeah, they don't want us to have this book for whatever reason.
No. But they do give you prettier covers than us, so.
Cheers.
My red wine friend.
So yeah, we'll see how I get on, but like let's see if I can bust out the final bit of this TBR.
You can do it.
I was feeling very like unsure if it was going to happen midway through this week because I'd finished 4 books, and I was like, this is not going to work.
How did you read the rest so fast?
Well, I finished the 5th book. I then had Edge Dancer. That didn't take very long. I had the audiobook of this, which I've just finished. Like I was able to just.
You just already had some going.
Respect, Abby, respect.
But I've got, I mean, this one, the Dragonbone chair is not exactly small.
That's why you left it for last, so you only had to have just started it.
I read 1 word. I did it.
Fair
You read
enough.
the title. You looked at the cover and read the title. Like,
Put the bookmark in at page 1.
Yeah, there we go. I started the book.
Yeah.
my wife read whatever it is at the beginning.
What's everyone else planning to read this evening?
There's some really
or
good books in the
afternoon, or
chat.
whatever time it is.
Oh yeah, I saw Well of Ascension in there.
Oh, no,
Ariadne.
Ariadne. Oh, nice. I'm seeing Royal Assassin, which I love.
Oh, they think they
Oh.
put it down.
Boo.
Oh,
Oh,
But
Royal Assassin was like the best Hob I've read so far. To be fair, I've only read the first trilogy, but Royal Assassin was
So good. I love that book so much.
I don't know.
Dune, Abby, your fave.
spicy.
Sore spot.
Just no comment.
no comment.
Yeah. So we have fantasy, we have fantasy, we have fantasy, and then I'm the only one reading a romance. Like, that's so weird.
Well, we have a murder mystery.
I really feel like I need a romance in my life now. I feel like I've read a lot of fantasy.
Well, yeah. Did you see your TBR?
It had
I almost feel like you didn't think ahead as you were putting those books on. I was like, oh, she's going to kill herself.
it had one romance on there, but I read that one first at the very
I know.
beginning of the month.
Like, all of your prompts were like 500-page book.
Yeah, I know.
Read
I
the biggest book on your
so
TBR. Read the second biggest book on your TBR, basically.
You're going to be so mad when you see my game. I filmed yesterday.
What, for April?
Mm-hmm.
Is
Feel
it
like
big? Or is
5
it very
months.
small?
Like 2 books.
So good. I guess, okay, spoilers, but oh my gosh, it was so nice to me. The game has never been this nice to me in my life.
That is awesome. With your videos, it's always fun because you see the length of the video and you're like, oh, she's screwed. Or, oh,
I
okay.
know. When you see the 30-minute ones, you're like, dang.
The worst was like, what was it, July last year or something? You had like
July
a
last
44-minute
year.
video, and I was like, oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
how many books was on that? Was it like 19 or something like that?
Yeah,
It was out of control. It was ridiculous.
And you did it, didn't you? I think.
Yeah, that one I finished, and then the one that I have like 5 books, I don't.
That's because you feel the pressure to like get them all
Yeah.
done.
Mm-hmm.
It's true.
Whereas when there's 5, you're like, oh, I've got time. It's fine. And then,
False sense of security. You're right.
I know.
Yeah.
Can you hear chewing?
no.
No?
Okay, it's just Harvey's got his chew, and I was worried that you could hear him like gnawing on it.
I thought maybe you could hear it, and I was like,
I
where's
was
it
like,
coming
"Oh,
from?
no, it's Harvey."
I was about to say, I know my dishwasher's going, so. Okay, so shall we do 30 minutes until 45?
Mm-hmm.
Because we all know that 45 is like my favorite time to go until, because I already have the
You don't
banner.
want to change your banner.
Well, the banner's already set for that one, so that's just the one I like to do. It's like we're reading until 45. That's what we're going for. So I don't have to
No
create
matter
any-
what time we start, it's 45.
We start at 43. We read until 45.
Okay,
All right.
so I'll see you all in 30 minutes.
See you in 30.
Hello. She told us to keep going, so we can keep going.
Hello.
How was the reading?
I got 30 pages done, but
No.
it's very in very large margins. And I lucked out. Like went into part 3, so it was a good 4 pages of just blank.
Those are always the best. You're like, yes, I just read 4 pages in 2 seconds. How about you, Steph?
I did not read very much. I had to do other things during that break, so I think I got 6 or 7 pages.
Better than nothing.
I still have hopes for you for tomorrow.
Oh, it's gonna happen. You come to the live show, you'll see.
I'll try to be there, yes. I should be home, so I've read the books before. I don't know, I was listening to the audiobook while I was playing some Switch, which I really like doing that, so.
Nice. What game are you playing?
Cozy Grove. It's such a cute game.
I
These little bears on an island, and they have memories tucked away, and then you have to do random chores for them, and then whenever you've done however many chores it is, they give you a little bit of spirit wood, and you get their memories back. And it's
oh my god, it's just adorable.
It's adorable.
Sorry, I'm imagining Care Bears.
I'm imagining Bernstein bears.
It's so cute. Wait, let me show you. I'll show you what they look like. They're so cute. Wait. Whoa, I think the wine is getting to me already. I cannot type. This is one of the bears. This is the postal bear. Oh, come on, you stupid phone. Okay, this is the postal bear. He's
oh my gosh.
I know. And this is the cook bear. And you make food with her.
Oh, that's adorable.
It's so cute.
It's
It's such a cute game. And then this is what the island said. This is what it looks like. You just walk around. It's bloop, 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 bloop. And then you pick up things. Yeah, it's really cute. It's perfect for audiobooking because it's not too hard and you don't have to think a lot,
Yeah.
Oh, you guys all read Daughter of the Forest. Yes. Evie is saying that. That's so cool. Was it good?
It was so good.
I'm so
6
excited.
hours.
I'm saving that book for whenever I do a Jolene taste test. Because that's her favorite book of all time. So
I own it. It's up on my shelves. But
you have a million books, Stephanie.
I know. I counted them because I don't know if you guys watch Book Talk at all, but there's this thing going around Book Talk where they'd be like, okay, how many books do you own and how many of them are written by men? And so it's I want to procrastinate doing homework. I'll go count all my books. So I did.
What's the verdict?
Oh my gosh, I don't remember the exact number. I wrote it down somewhere, but I had close to 900 books, not counting my husband's, obviously, because those are almost all written by men. But I think it was 60-something% were written by women.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which I caveat on that, my YA books skewed it significantly because almost every book from a book subscription box, Owl Crate, Fairy Loot, and Illumicrate, were written by women. And so that just kind of is 100 books. That's all women, right?
Awesome.
Yeah. So the YA definitely skews it. If it was adult fantasy and sci-fi only, I think it would probably be a lot, probably 50-50 or maybe even more men, possibly.
I just realised now that I seem to put all of my female authors on one shelf without knowing it. I've got my essay Chakraborty and Andrea Stewart, and they're all together. I have a lot of men on my bookcases.
You're what? I just realized this.
In the TikTok one, the men tended to have more men and the women tended to have more women.
Yeah.
It just ended up that way. But crazy, most of them though that I was watching, they're I have 87% women or female authors. I'm how?
Maybe they read more romance or more YA than you do.
That's true. If they're a lot of them are fantasy romance on TikTok. Like it's so common. So I bet that. Yeah, there's a lot more YA and fantasy romance on TikTok.
I think my problem is how much I love Brando Sando and stuff like that. There's like
he definitely helped out the male side. Like
it was so funny because we had some people come to appraise the house this week. Well, I had some people come to appraise the house this week, and then one of the guys of the house agency, whatever he calls the
realtor.
Yeah, there you go. Thanks. He came in and he came into this room and he's like, "Oh my God, the books!" And he started going through them. I've read all of these. I've read all the Brandon Sandersons. He's like, and I've read those and those and those. He's like, "Wait, I don't see Malazan on your shelf." So I was like, "Yeah, I don't know. I have Gardens of the Moon, but it's like down there." And he's like, "You need to read those. So good." Like he's just like going through all my books. I was like, "You're supposed to tell me how much my house is worth, not what books on my TBR I need to read."
I love that though. That's awesome.
Book collection. Be like, yes, this is.
Well,
I wouldn't even want to know how much my books are worth. Like,
I'm so scared.
Yeah, my husband's asked me before he's like, you need to make a list of all your books for insurance. And I'm like, well, I mean, I have all my book hauls and like my bookshelf reorganization video. We can go through that if we need to.
The thing is, you have also a lot of special editions. And
I do, yeah. I have a lot of special editions.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, even Words of Radiance by Brandon Sanderson, the UK hardcover.
Yeah.
Like that sucker's worth like $300.
Yeah.
Alone.
When Abby was looking, and I kept on trying to find a copy for her, and like a ratty used copy that basically had like one of the things torn off was going for like £120.
Yeah.
And it was just.
It's insane. Well, my husband got it for me for a present. So I'm not sure how much the one I have is worth, but it's like pristine condition, first edition, signed, like perfect. So I'm kind of like, yeah, that alone we should probably like.
No, that one you need to put like in a case, like a glass box.
It actually has the protective plastic covering on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you seen the new Stormlight editions?
Yeah, they're only UK though, right?
Are they? Oh, okay. I haven't seen them in person, but I've seen photos, and they don't look that great.
No, and they're split, which is a UK thing, and I actually don't like it. I like when the books are together.
Yeah.
But and they're turtle back, and they're printed on the so like the Edge Dancer, the US small hardbacks. It's that sort of style. And like for like a 10th anniversary edition.
Yeah.
I think that's a 10th anniversary. It's just yeah.
That's just strange to me. I don't know. I hope they make US ones and they're different.
Yeah.
Hello.
We're talking about the new Way of Kings editions.
Oh, they're really ugly.
That came straight from the heart.
I worry that because they reprinted them.
I saw them in person. They're really not worth it.
Really?
They look like cheap Bibles.
Oh.
Are they are the Fairy Loot ones going to be like that too?
I don't know what I mean.
Because they look very similar. Like the design of the Fairy Loot ones looks so much like those ones.
It just, I don't. It wasn't like, you have the Assassin's Apprentice or like those sort of cloth bound books. I imagined it was going to be like a cloth bound, but the actual material of it was quite cheap, plasticky type. I don't even know what, but there were Bible pages and they just looked really cheap, in my opinion.
I want them to do US ones and make them better.
Yeah, I agree, because I have the US hardcovers, but like also what really bothers me, I just put them right there. And then like for Words of Radiance and Way of Kings, the title is like this. And then for Oathbringer and Rhythm of War, it's like this. It looks weird on the shelves.
Oh yeah, it does do that, but only in some copies because they have changed it now.
Oh,
so
really?
like I have a version that does that, but I saw at the bookstore a version that was fixed and they're the same. So I don't know if like which one is the earlier one and which one's later. But yeah, because I've seen them both ways.
The reprint is the top to bottom.
It's the top to bottom.
It's good because my Way of Kings and my Words of Radiance are like that, and then Oathbringer and Rhythm of War are to the side.
Yeah.
Okay.
Doesn't sound like it's worth it, Sophia. It's not worth it. I know you love Sanderson, but
I know. I don't think I'm actually going to do it either because, I mean, if I'm going to spend a ton of money on a special edition, I'm going to just get the leather-bound ones that he's making.
Yeah.
So
I just splurged on his freaking Kickstarter. I cannot.
I did that too.
I didn't.
You didn't?
I didn't.
No.
Well, the thing, I was like, I don't really like reading ebooks, and physically they're like £260 or something, and I was like,
He's gonna pay like the customs and those fees for everyone though, at least.
but I was like, that's just too much for 4 books. Like,
it's true. I mean, you get the
if I was in the US and paying the US price, which is like half the price as the UK one because of the UK shipping, then it's a bit more like that's an expensive book, but okay. Whereas the UK one is like that's a very, very expensive book.
I feel like it's a pretty normal price book in the US if you don't have free shipping. Like if you're buying from a small bookstore, which a lot of them don't have free shipping, and you have to pay for shipping, I feel like it's much more reasonable for that. But
I just don't like the covers. I'm not a fan of
and
the
I
cover.
also
fair.
I expect that Galance and Tor will pick them up.
I'm sure they will.
Like, there would be calls to not print them.
I love
I just didn't want to miss out. Like
That's the thing. I'm worried I'm going to regret it in 2023 and feel like I'm missing.
I feel the same as Steve.
Yeah, exactly.
And yep,
I would have felt that too. I was thinking of only backing the ebook/audiobook stuff because I love audiobooks so much. I was like, I'll just do that. And then someone in the chat that rhymes with Sophia's thoughts told me you should just go and get the physical books as well. I was like,
I told you
say so
to me, and then I would just save them for when you came and visited.
Yeah, but then back then I didn't know I was gonna come visit you like so soon. So
that's true. Actually, so we got 2 because my husband's like, well, what if they never print these again and like someone wants them and we want to like have 2 copies of them to like give to people? I'm like, sure. He's like, I'm like, go for it. If you want your own copies, like,
that's so cute.
I know. He was very excited about being a backer as well.
Abby's gonna be like, I'm the someone. I want them.
I know. She's like,
What is it? It's hit 30 million now. Or has it gone above that?
It's over 30. Yeah.
Crazy.
But did you see his most recent post that he's gonna back every publishing Kickstarter that's up right now?
Oh, that's awesome.
That's cool.
That's crazy. Yep. See, it'll be nice because then we can read a copy and have a nice copy.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah. Your
I'll read
collectors.
the copies and then with the audiobooks. And then have the physical copies just looking nice on my shelves.
Oh, he already did back it. I didn't know that he already did. I saw the video. Well, I saw the beginning of the video and then I stopped because I have like ADD and can't focus. But
apart from when you're
long.
Apart from when you're marathoning a book, when you really seems like you really can focus.
No, why do you think I have to like audiobook it at the same time? If I don't, I get distracted. It's so bad.
That's why I always have to have an audiobook because it just. And then if my eyes do wander, my ears will carry on.
Yes, exactly. See, you get it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, what are you all reading?
Oh.
Sorry for people that were late. Fellowship of the Ring. Yay. Come join us at the show tomorrow and see if I finish. I'm not even halfway through.
Grace of Kings. Oh.
Sorry, I'm late.
Hello. Welcome.
Hi. Everything that could have went wrong right at the time I was supposed to. Of course.
It's fine.
Murphy's Law.
We're very relaxed here.
Yeah.
Cool. You guys are gonna hear my kids yelling in the background, so just move along.
No worries.
The thing is, you might not, because Sam was worried that you were going to hear his dog. I was worried you're going to hear my dishwasher, but apparently these noises don't travel through.
I know.
Oh, my baby, she's loud. You're definitely gonna hear her.
She will make herself heard.
Yeah, for sure. She loves noise.
That's good. I like that.
So, Monet, what are you reading?
So I have the audiobook for Vagabonds that I need to finish, but I also have the My Brother's Husband, Volume 1 and 2 I need to read. So
Oh, I hear
one of
that's
those
super
two.
cute.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. So I want to do like a chill reading day. So I think I might go with the graphic novel.
Nice. Fun.
How did your reading go, Abby?
It went okay until my dad called. I read, I don't even know how much. Like, I feel like I'm very much not quite in it yet. I'm still trying to find my feet. It's The Grace of Kings. Like, I really have no idea quite what's happening. So I'm just, getting used to it.
It's different.
I still need to finish Paper Menagerie. I actually started that in your last readings.
But you were
and I read like
racing
half
through
of
it.
and then I went on a historical fantasy binge because I read Daughter of the Forest a lot than this. So I'll go back to it. I need to go back to it before next month. I'm starting Grace of Kings.
I thought you'd just leave it up.
Yeah, I mean, I remember seeing your message about reading the actual Paper Menagerie story, and then did you just stop after that one? Did it break you too much?
Yeah, probably. I think that was the last one I read, and then I was like, I need to read something lighter. So then I did, and then it's out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah.
But I do need to finish it before Grace of Kings.
Are we all reading this next? Wait, Abby, Sam, Stephanie, you've already read it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's a lot of us reading it.
That's
cool. Yeah,
I mean, it makes sense because the final book's coming out. So
it was supposed to come out in April, and they pushed it back.
You seem so like, how dare you screw up? But that means you get to read John Gwynne now.
That's true. I got to break it up. I'm not too mad about it in all reality because I am so busy and those books are chunky.
Yeah. In fact, the first one is still okay. But...
Yeah, I'm mad that they've changed the artwork in the UK hardbacks. So now I have to. So for books 3 and 4, they have the style that Abby's got, but in hardback. But 1 and 2
have the first 2 in paperback, and then
why don't you just order the American ones? Then they're still making those in hardback.
Yeah, I'll just. Yeah,
it's just annoying.
It means I can't get them on Amazon and have them the next day. I have to go through Book Depository, and then it takes 14 days. But I just need to plan ahead.
But these ones are so pretty.
I know, they're so pretty.
So pretty.
They're way better, but if you already have the other 2, you want them to match. So I get that.
I also can't have paperbacks because I'm a book snob.
Are you sure it's literally all hardcovers?
Yeah,
they're all hardcovers. I know. I have 2 paperbacks.
Okay, these aren't even real paperbacks though. These are paperbacks with a step back type special thing and deckled edges. They're not like any normal paperback. They're a fancy paperback.
Ooh, I didn't know that.
My copy of Odyssey and the Iliad, that had the fancy penguin.
Otherwise, paperbacks are shunned.
Yes.
It's so funny.
I
love how every time I ask him, I'm like, oh, are you getting the paperback? Are you getting the ebook? Are you getting this or that? He's like, hardcover all the way, and ebook and audiobook, everything.
Yeah.
With Master Artificer.
I buy the hardback for the aesthetics because I like how they look, and then I buy the ebook because it's easier to read. Usually, unless it's really expensive, because sometimes the ebooks are £12, and I'm like, I'm not spending £12. And then I'll have the audiobook because otherwise I can't focus.
Oh my gosh, when you buy a book, you really commit.
Authors love you. They're like, this guy alone is keeping us in business. Did you get
Daughter of the Forest in hardback?
No, that was ebook. So if I have the choice between paperback and ebook, I'll just go ebook.
Okay, because I was going to say I couldn't find it in hardback. I had to go with the paperback.
Yeah, well, I'm tempted to get a used copy because they're on Amazon, but it's Amazon Marketplace, and you never know what's going to arrive.
Yeah, it could be a library copy. Ugh,
I'm still hunting for the second book in paperback.
Yeah,
it's just not available. I've looked on every UK site for the second book.
Yeah. I think the only copy I found for you was £60 because it was like £30 and £30 shipping.
I don't really know what's happened to it. Like, even the third book, it had a thing on it saying only 8 left or something, which is why I got it when I did. But the second book is just the first book, fine. Third book, okay. Second book, where is the second book?
They got printed in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
That was right when all the paper shortages were. So I wonder if they did a limited run and then they haven't done a.
It's available in the US.
Wait, which book is this? I totally missed this.
The second Daughter of the Forest book.
Oh,
Son of the Shadows.
okay. Well, I don't know. Let me look.
You've
think
got
I
it in the US. I mean, I've checked that. Like, it's us in the UK that seem to be suffering.
Did you get Abby, I need to send you your book. I totally forgot with everything that's been going on. I'm so sorry.
It's fine, Joanna.
I just thought of that. I'm gonna write that down because I'm a bit tipsy, so otherwise I'll forget. So
But I did already buy myself the Dragonbone chair.
oh, okay, then I'll get you something different. Oh my goodness, you should have reminded me. Like, I'm so
No.
dumb. Sorry.
So this is the hardcover edition that you can get.
I don't want that one.
I'm sorry, that's all there is, Abby.
I want a paperback.
The paperback. She wants the blue paperback with the.
Oh, this
Yeah.
one?
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty.
Oh yeah, those are at the bookstore.
Well, they're not anywhere in the UK.
Well, do you want me to send it to you?
I'm sure your shipping, it would be ridiculous.
Oh no.
I don't know what the shipping's like
What?
nowadays.
My husband's like, just do it. It's fine.
He sounds lovely.
he's not feeling so hot. He had a rough night.
Buy extra books. Send your friends all the books they can't get a hold of. Do it.
Exactly.
He's very supportive. I like that.
He is very supportive. Like I said, he bought his own Brando Sando Kickstarter. So
Okay. So it's been a while. So shall we do
45?
another sprint?
Well,
Yeah.
45?
Yeah. When else would we sprint to?
I don't know. It wouldn't make sense any other way.
Exactly. Okay. So I'll see you all at 45. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
How was everyone's reading?
Good.
Good.
35 pages.
Nice. I made progress again.
Do you feel like
I
you're in
read
it?
130 pages of My Brother's Husband.
I was about to say it's like 130 pages. That's a lot, and then I remembered that
It's a graphic novel.
like loads of words per each book.
I don't know how much I've read because I'm just listening to the audiobook. So
Have you nearly finished it now?
yeah, I'm at the third act conflict situation thing.
That one, it really bothered me.
It's so dumb.
Wait,
I feel like
sorry.
so many romances. Oh, go ahead, Sam.
What are you reading, Joanna?
It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey.
Okay.
Yeah. The third act conflict in a romance, it's very like
Annoying.
it can just be just like why like this is just here for the sake of having a conflict.
Mhm.
And I feel like it's almost always something to do with the miscommunication trope.
Yeah,
And I hate that trope so much.
agreed.
Talk to each other.
Yes.
Like sometimes I feel like they get annoyed for reasons where you're like, why would you get annoyed about this? You know, like
I read The Soulmate Equation by Christina Lauren, and the third act breakup was totally not related to the two love interests. It was a like outside problem, and so like they were both blinded, and I was like, this is something I have never seen before. I'm intrigued.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
nice.
that's
Like,
different.
I haven't read that one by them.
Me neither. I did really like the Unhoneymooners by them. I thought that one was really cute.
Yeah, I've just never like I've liked their books, but I've never loved them. Like they haven't ever given me like that I'm obsessed with this romance vibe.
The Unhoneymooners did that for me.
But yeah, I feel like this is a lot of like, and I know Sam, we had a book with a lot of exposition. This has a lot of exposition again.
Okay. Yeah.
Like, you know, that you think it's probably going to be quite good in the long run, but for the beginning bit, I'm like, okay, this is a lot of world building. Like,
and a lot of people. There's a lot of characters in that book.
that's just a lot of world building. But I'm noticing like similar themes to The Paper Menagerie and like some of the things that you explored in there. And I can tell it's the same writing style, but it's a lot of exposition.
I'm kind of used to that. Well, I've only ever read his translated. Well, I've read some of The Paper Menagerie, but I've read The Free Body Problem.
Oh.
And that is very like exposition-y. So hopefully I'll be used to it. But he has a very sort of accessible writing style, even if it's quite dense and going off on all these tangents. I still feel like I know what's going on.
I think I'm a bit burnt out on fantasy, and I need like some trashy romance.
Yes.
I think he also did the translation for the book that I'm reading, Vagabonds.
Oh.
Kim Lu?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I can see that. That might explain the problem that I'm having with the book. Because it's like it's just interesting enough for me to not DNF, but there's just something so monotone and like flat about it that like it's like I don't want to DNF because like I'm interested to keep reading, but like when I am reading, I can feel the words on the paper. Like I am actively aware that I'm reading. I can't submerge into like the book. There's just something blocking me from like jumping into the story. But every time I try to DNF, I'm thinking about it enough where I'm like, let me read another chapter.
Well, there was a moment in this where I was like reading along, and then suddenly I was like, hang on a minute, like what just happened here? And I reread it. I was like, oh, okay, that came out of the blue.
A lot of stuff comes out of the blue. I feel like that book goes it's almost like a slow book that goes very quickly. It's very odd in that way, but it covers a lot of time. And so all of a sudden something will happen. You'll be like, huh, okay, let's go with that now. But that's good. I enjoyed it. I don't think Emily also read it and she liked it, but didn't love it.
I've seen lots of people really like the series. I feel like I probably need to like read a chunk to get a feel for it. It's not like you can have a feeling on it when you've only read, 80 pages. That's still something, but
yeah, but for a fantasy book, it's actually less than you would think.
Yes.
For the
It's
first
always so hilarious when you watch like booktubers who mainly read outside of fantasy. So they maybe read fantasy every once in a while, but usually they don't. And then they're reading whatever book it is, and then they're like I'm 100 pages in and nothing has happened. I'm like, honey, this is normal. it's called a prologue.
But that's fantasy for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I think I need to like change it up and go for when you read 100 pages and everything's happening, shit's hit the fan, drama.
Yeah, and you're basically already halfway through the book or more,
Yeah. Maybe April's going to be a month of trashy romance. Not that there's anything trashy with romance, but I'm like feeling the need for something that is like, not even a good romance, like just
Well, it's like I don't want to say junk food's not the right probably term either, but it's like that comfort. Yeah. That comfort food.
It's like ordering pizza. It's easy, it's good, but it's not like the best meal out there, and you know that.
But it always hits the spot.
Yep.
What about like a cozy mystery? I recently read Finley Donovan is Killing It and Dial A for Aunties, and they were both hilarious. I love them.
I've been seeing them a lot on BookTube.
Really
I liked Finley Donovan. It was really amusing.
Right? It was really. I didn't know what to expect. I'd never read a cozy mystery before, and I was like, "Oh, this is really funny. This is really cool." That's a good one.
I've read Janet Ivanovich. I don't know how to say her name, but she wrote like One for the Money and those books. So they're kind of like those like cozy mysteries, but with humor and stuff. My sister was obsessed with them growing up, so we had like the whole series. But those are like that, where you just kind of get into it and they're easy, and all of a sudden in one day you read the whole book without even trying.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Didn't they make a film with Katherine Heigl?
Yeah, they did.
Years ago.
Yeah, you're right. They did. Candy Fiction. Yeah. That's fair.
I got really into cozy mysteries like in November, December, and I must have read about like 10 of them in a row.
I remember this. You literally like just kept binging them. Like every time I spoke to you, you were like, I'm just on to my next cozy mystery.
They're just so like easy to read.
Yeah.
I need to carry on with that series actually, but I stopped because I started rolling my eyes at certain characters, and I was like, you probably need to take a break.
I heard The Maid, the newest release, I think it came out in like February, was a really good cozy mystery.
Yeah, everyone's loving that.
And I've seen a review that said the main character is neurodivergent, and so like it's very interesting to be inside their head, because the reader can typically understand the double meanings with what's happening in the book, but is like not settling with the main character. So I'm like, okay, that makes me kind of intrigued to read it, because I want to like follow this story from someone that's not neurotypical to see how they process information.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know. I feel like Monet kind of had a similar thing where you got into the fantasy romance for a while there and just like binged 50 a week, I swear. I mean, I'm actually thinking I'm pretty accurate on this guy.
I had the time of my life reading all those fantasy romance books, and like normally I don't read books that came out in like 2005, 2006 because they're like extremely outdated. But that little Buffy the Vampire Slayer thing they had going on, I'm very excited for like this fall, because I want to do it again, and I'm so excited to like finish all the books that I was reading. I'm looking forward to it.
Maybe, but actually, because I want to do like romance and sequels next month, because this TBR game that Stephanie made me play made me put lots of
made you
made me put lots of like first books in series on my TBR. So now I've got loads of series to finish. But actually, I do have the rest of the Guild series to read. Glint.
Hey,
Are you on book 3 now?
I'm on 2. I haven't finished. I've only read the first one.
Oh, okay.
Me too.
Okay.
Whatever.
Book 3 is really good if you could make it that far.
I didn't really love the first one. I felt like it was like meh, like
it's like a prequel. I think it just introduces you to
like
the toxic relationship between her and Midas.
Yeah, like nothing happened. And I'm sorry, people are like the world building's so good in this book. I'm like, did you read that book? Like the countries are literally named like 1, 2, 3. Like there's no world building here. It's the simplest place you got.
Book 1 is like so very weak, and I think it makes it worse because the love interest is not in book 1 at all. So like even if you're there for the fantasy romance aspect, you're not gonna get it in there. So like book 2 is when he comes to like into play, but they still don't really get together. So it's the slowest burn romance I think you'll find in a fantasy because it takes nearly 4 books before they're actually like a couple.
Oh my gosh. Do I have that kind of time in my life?
That's why I said in all my reviews, I am a masochist. I love torture. So like the slow burn for me, I'm having a ball. But if you guys are like, you want to like crash into someone and like, you know, the Bella Edwards situation, it's definitely not. It's not that at all.
Because does the 4th book come out next month or is it May?
It comes out next month.
I bet you are so excited.
I'm getting an arc, so I'm like patiently waiting for the email to come through because me and Raven, we're gonna be best friends.
Yes. Did you get special editions of that series? I thought I saw, or did you just get the hardbacks?
She switched. They're not special editions, they're just new covers. So I do have those. Yeah.
I actually like the old covers better. In all reality.
You can still get them.
I'm sorry.
I got really confused.
Well, I guess if I'm feeling the fantasy romance, I could go for that series next month. I don't know. I've just written a whole list of series down on my list of things that I could read.
It would be perfect because it's sequels and romance. So you have it all.
Although I did get an arc of Book Lovers by Emily Henry.
Oh, yay! That's so exciting.
So that one might be...
I went to grab them. So these are like the old covers.
Yeah.
And I like the new ones. I'm not going to lie. I think that
in a book where like those.
Yeah. And under the dust jacket, they all have like art on like the actual hardback version.
I don't like how shiny they are. Like I don't like the shiny. It bugs me.
I feel like I would have liked it more if it was matte. But I'm very excited to have because I feel like in terms of fantasy romance covers, there's Jennifer L. Armentrout and her roses. She's going to the top with her roses. And then there's these. But after that, I don't think there's any like popular fantasy romance covers unless you like the new Sarah J. Maas covers for
they're
Silver
horrible.
Flames. But
they're so bad.
These are the best that you can find in fantasy romance right now.
Yeah.
I always get confused between Guild and Gilded.
Oh, very different.
They have identical covers. Like at least with the old Guild cover, like it's the
with the cage with the Marissa. Is that who it is? Marissa.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nearly the same name, nearly the same cover. Maybe that's
that author is so popular, but like she's kind of like on an anti-TBR for me. That's just something that's just telling me I'm not going to like any books that I try to read by her. So I'm just like, I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna read any from her.
I enjoyed the Lunar Chronicles, but I read them in like 2016. So
yeah.
Well, I think I did read. She wrote Renegades. Is that what it's called? I read book 1 of that, but
I read Heartless by her, and it was okay.
Yeah, I read Heartless too.
I read Cinder. I didn't continue. Yeah, I didn't not like it. I just didn't.
I feel like they had their time in my life, and now I'm not in that place anymore.
Yeah.
I read them at the right time. But if I tried to read them now, I probably wouldn't have the same experience with them.
No.
Yeah, I think that's fair for a lot of books. I mean, especially YA, once you start like reading less YA. Yeah. I'm very particular about the YA that I actually enjoy now, even though I still like I get cravings to read YA sometimes. It just hardly ever lives up to my expectations anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, I relate to that.
I have quite a few YA on my shelves that I really want to read, but I'm so nervous because I'm like, what if I hate them? You know, I like. There's those books where you're like, I think 2014 Joanna would have like loved them and been head over heels for them, but then I'm like, but can I still be 2014 Joanna in 2022? I don't know. Embrace it.
I mean, at least they're quick. Like, you're not going to be wasting
Yeah.
too much time on them compared to like a giant adult epic fantasy.
That's true.
There's something about giant epic. Okay, so in full disclosure mode, because of how I've been feeling lately, all I want to read is reread The Final Empire, and I'm like, I cannot do that. I
Do it.
can't.
Oh, I
Why
love
not?
rereading that series.
Because it's like the 5th or 6th time I'm going to be reading that thing.
So what? It's good.
Do
Yeah, but
it.
then it's going to break my heart again.
Yeah.
I don't like torture. I'm not Monet. I don't like torture. But I do miss Finn. I miss Kelsier and Says. I miss all of them so much.
Stays it.
Why don't you read Elantris? You've not read that one, have you?
See, I was
Yes,
thinking
you
of that. I was like, since I want to read The Final Empire so much, I should probably just read Bands of Mourning and Elantris instead.
Wait, you haven't read Elantris yet? That was last month.
Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh. You haven't finished Mistborn Era 2. You haven't finished Elantris. Why am I keeping up on this read along?
And it's my own read along. Like
I know. I think I'm the only one who's actually keeping up because Sophia's read a lot of them, so she'll just be like, I'm not gonna reread that one.
Mm. Yeah, maybe I'll do Elantris. You're right. I'll do Elantris next, I think.
And we need to do White Sands. Do you even have access to those?
Yeah, I've read them before.
Oh, okay.
I haven't heard the best about White Sands.
It's not that good, but I mean, if you want to read all the Cosmere, there are connections. So
She is.
Okay.
As soon as Sanderson's mentioned.
yeah, she pops up.
Hello. Yeah.
I'm afraid I won't be able to do another reading sprint because I need to call my dad back. So I hope everyone doesn't mind if we cut things slightly earlier than I originally had planned. But
Yeah, that's totally fine. Oh, yes. I have read White Sands. All 3 volumes of it.
And the art switches in the middle of one of the volumes, just FYI. If you think
It's
you're going
weird.
crazy,
It's like in the
you're not.
middle. It's not
Yep.
even like from one volume to the next.
that's really
Exactly.
bizarre.
Yeah, I thought I was going crazy. I was like, "Am I stupid? Do my eyes not work?" And then I was like, "No."
I mean,
Yeah, I
I can
didn't like it.
understand like at the end of a volume having to change the artist, like that happened with the Rat Queens ones, didn't it? But like in the middle of a volume, that just seems really bizarre.
Yeah.
It was weird.
I haven't
I'm not
really
sure
had
what
the
White Sands
inclination.
is.
Do you what?
It's Brandon Sanderson's graphic novel.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
In the Cosmere.
I'm like, what are we talking
You're just
about?
down here like, what?
Where's White Sand? Are we going on the beach? Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not his best work, but
I am not a Sanderson fan. so-
I know.
But I appreciate everyone who does like read his books because y'all have a lot to go through. He keeps y'all very well.
Yeah.
He's very prolific.
He's releasing
broke.
6 books next year, yes.
Mm-hmm.
I
think
think
it
there's
is.
6.
Yeah. There's
It's
if
usually
you count-
contracted too.
Yeah, 'cause
Think
it's
about it. In like a 2-year period, he's releasing like what was it, like 11 books or something like that. If you count novellas and stuff, it's like
I mean, that is just a little bit ridiculous.
it's out of control.
I can't.
I like how he's like, I cope with the pandemic how I cope with it. Leave me alone.
But true, no
Like,
judgment.
Some people don't even read that much within
No.
that space of time.
Yeah,
he's just
especially because
a-
one of them's Stormlight, and it's like,
I
I'm so
read
nervous.
The Way of Kings with my eyeballs, and I will never forgive him for such a long experience. I get that people are like, "Oh my god, a 1,200-page book! I'm so excited," and me, I'm like, "This is a lot of words."
ooh, I loved it. Brought me so much joy.
And like it was so small, I would be reading for an hour and then look down, I've only read 23 pages, and I'm just like, why? Oh, why?
That's true.
I don't know if I would prefer, like, there are some series that are like 17 books long, like the Robin Hobb series. I don't know if I prefer it to be like 900 pages but broken up into several books, because I'm probably still consuming the same amount of content, but my mind is like this feeling of completion. I think I prefer it like that, where I would just rather read 13 books.
Like Robin Hobb's books are also like, some of them are like 900 pages.
Yeah, but they're not. The print isn't like that big.
They're not Bible pages.
And to be fair, that like the Daughter of the Forest edition that I read was 400 pages, and Sam's was like 670 pages, and I was like, I feel a bit like nicked. I need shortchanged with my page length here.
Yeah.
I want to get into like a really long fantasy series, and Robin Hobb seems to be the only author that like really works for me. So I'm taking my time moving through her books. And then there's Sullivan, Michael J. Sullivan. He has quite a few books in his series.
I love his books.
Yeah, but his are so short that I'm just like, oh, it's over too soon. I need to be in the middle.
Yeah, but I feel like you feel very accomplished reading his books. Like
you do.
Through 7 very quickly. I mean, reading 1 a month was so easy for his books.
I think that like he's the perfect intro to fantasy, but also if you're trying to get into long series, that would also be a perfect place to start, because each book is like 350 pages. So like you get the feeling of like running through a series really quickly.
That's so awesome.
Series intimidate me. Like
really?
Yeah, I don't know, because there's so many series I want to read, and as soon as you get past 3 books, it feels like it's a dedication. And when someone's like, oh yeah, it's a 7-book series, I'm like, 7 books? That's going to take me a while.
But I think they become a comfort series for me after a while. Like once I'm a character-driven reader, so like once I become attached to the characters, I don't run through them. I don't think I can marathon a really long series. But like when I know that I want to read something that's gonna like bring me joy, I'm like, oh, let me pick up this book. So all of my long series are spread out over like months apart.
Yeah. So. Do you struggle to finish series because you don't want to let go of the characters?
Yes.
There's so many TV shows where I haven't watched the last season just because I'm like, no, I don't want it to end.
I haven't watched the last season of quite a few shows, but like Legend was like my last favorite like YA series, and I have not read Rebel because I'm just like, I refuse. Like in my mind, there's only 3 books in the Legend series.
I read those years ago as well, but I only read the original trilogy.
No one's read Rebel?
I was happy to just leave it as a trilogy.
Yeah.
I mean, it was so many years ago now.
And I like, of course, like tragic endings. So I'm just like, you ended it like so perfectly heartbreakingly, like cruel. And I don't want to go back and have a happy ending. I want to be forever crushed.
Are you going to get the special editions that are coming out for that series?
I missed the date. Who did the Maluma crate? I missed the purchase date for those.
Yeah, I don't remember who it was, but I just remember it happening and they made me think of you. I was like, she's totally going to get those.
I missed it for those and for Scythe. And I'm like, the 2 YA series that I love. I missed the date for the special editions. But I wonder if Scythe will ever like get its adaptation. I know that people were talking about it for a while, and I'm like, is it ever like gonna come to TV? Seriously?
Right.
I need to see.
I feel like it'd fit well on TV.
That's too long.
The Dresden Files. I tried.
It just doesn't sound like something I'd like.
9 of them in a row last year because I was determined to get to like, everyone says, oh, you have to wait and it gets really good. And then I got to the point where everyone says it gets really good. And it didn't. And then I was like, all right, I'm just going to take a break from it. And then that break's gone on for months and months and months.
Did you stop mid-book or?
No, I finished the book. I got the last book I got really angry with. I think I wrote to you quite a bit about it. And then I never carried on.
Right now, I just decided that I want to like watch all the Star Trek. So I'm going to be, it's going to be years. I watched the first episode ever. And when I went to go look to see like how many episodes was in the season, I actually watched the pilot. And I was like, so I'm on episode 0. I haven't even actually started the Star Trek.
Yeah, that one isn't a real episode within it. Like they started it that way, but then they switched. But that does come back in later.
The pilot?
Mm-hmm.
I think I was more shocked that it was an hour long, and I'm like, this came out in 1965 or something. I'm just so shocked that they like had hour-long sitcoms in the 60s that was like going for so long. And every time I try to like figure out if I should start with the movies or like the later shows, everyone has so many different opinions about where you should start. I'm just like, okay, let me just start from the beginning because no one can agree on like how to jump into Star Trek.
Yeah, I started with the originals too.
Really?
Yeah.
The graphics and the acting is cringy.
Oh, it's bad. It's so cringy. Bad. And you always have like the red shirt people who you're like, you're dead. Like you are obviously an extra dead person. Like
it's really bad.
Like my dad was always watching Voyager when I was growing up, so that's kind of where like it's got the place in my heart.
Mm-hmm.
When I watched the original Star Wars movies, I was like internally cringing because like I watched them in the chronological order. So I started with like the newest Disney movies, and then I had to transcend back into like the original. So
that's not the way to do it.
It was so bad.
That is not the way.
But in my mind, I'm like, okay, I made it through Star Wars. This will be fine. But when I got into that first episode of Star Trek, there was like a boom that would pop off, but the sound and the actual graphics in the show was like 15 seconds apart, and I was just like, okay, pray for me.
Oh, it's so bad. It doesn't get better.
But it kept starting with like the older ones, and then I'll transcend into like the Star Wars way, like the way I watch it on Disney Plus, starting with the newest movies, definitely was not the way to go. Like I literally went in order. And I was just like, this is so bad.
You should have asked me. I would have told you not to do that.
And my husband's like, I was like, why haven't they redone these? And my husband, he's like a bigger fan. He's like, they should never touch these. These are the greatest. They can't redo them.
Can't remake them? No.
People are apparently very serious about the Star Wars, like the original.
Yeah, you can't remake those.
I kind of feel like
no.
It should be redone.
Oh no, you can't do that.
I need to like rewatch Star Wars because I saw like the original 4, 5, and 6 like years and years ago, and then 1, 2, and 3 I might have seen them, I might have not. I think I definitely saw 3, and then I saw 7 in the cinema. I don't think I saw 8. But then I saw 9 in the cinema. So am I like,
what are you doing? Yeah. This is painful, Abby.
I know that people are like very sentimental about the original Star Wars, but I feel like I'm not a diehard fan. I did like the movies, that the way we remember them in our head is better than the actual movie. Because if you were to sit down and really watch them, I don't know if you would,
I have watched them and I recognize that they have made.
Actually, I did rewatch number 4 like a few years ago, planning to keep going, and I didn't keep going.
Well, I love
them. Like Phantom Menace, or 4 meaning like A New Hope?
4 was A New Hope, correct?
Yeah, but like if you went for like release order, 4 would be the Phantom Menace. But if you went for like
that one is I think that one is the worst of all.
A New Hope.
The prequels.
You think A New Hope is the worst one?
No, the Phantom Menace. I just think that one is so boring.
Everyone loved that one. That's the one that like broke the box office. Now, given they had to wait 12 years, I think there's like a 10-year gap. But that one made like so much money, the Phantom Menace.
The nostalgia was strong for me.
Maybe. That's what I'm saying. Like in your head, you probably remember them being better than it was. But
no, it's Star Wars.
I've watched them recently.
Yeah.
They're on Disney Plus.
I watched them like once per year, and I'm like, I love these.
I usually am one for nostalgia and keeping things as a classic, but that was torture.
You don't have the nostalgia for it.
The one I want to rewatch like now is the Lord of the Rings.
When you're here, we should watch it. Sophia, we're watching it. Abby, we're watching
it. I have not started that.
Are they going to visit you?
In 2 weeks.
I hate you all.
You should come
I'm sorry, Steve. I don't mean to kill you.
He's dead.
I feel like they will though. Like I feel like after like Disney owning the rights for it, how much money they made, they love remaking movies and like redoing them. I feel like they're gonna wait a couple more decades.
They cannot redo the Star Wars movies. No.
I feel like they're going to. They're gonna wait a generation or two, but they're going to.
Yeah,
Disney
they're going
to wait until we're dead, and then they can do that. Like
that's exactly what they're waiting on for the
us to be dead.
Disney is definitely going to redo those movies. As many times as they've done like live act, like Disney loves a remake. So I definitely think they're going to touch those. They know better than to do it right
be dead
now.
before they do that.
I best be dead too.
Not having
They've already coming out for us with like Lion King and Aladdin and.
Oh, Joanna, looks like we're watching.
I see, Sophia. You're
They did the Aladdin
garden.
with Will Smith, right? But I don't know if people liked the remake of Aladdin.
I haven't
actually seen the Aladdin one.
I didn't really enjoy it all that much, honestly. It was okay.
What about the Lion King, the remake? Did you see that one?
I did. I liked the original better. I feel like the original is the original, and like remaking it's okay, but I don't know. I like the Beauty and the Beast.
Hand-drawn, like animation.
I just like we're in the age of like revival. Everything like I haven't been to Forever 21 in years, but I happened to be in the mall yesterday, and I'm like, oh, let me go in. There's an entire section of like FUBU, and I was just like, this. Everybody's just bringing everything back. I have not seen anything FUBU related in years, but there's like they're in the windows, like they have the hats and like it felt like sister like early 90s in there, 2005, and I was just like, wow, this if you learn about the Renaissance and the Reformation and like all these, they would probably call this the revival era of like us just bringing back things.
Like, do something original. Come on.
We don't. My mom always like every time we go shopping, she's like, I used to have one exactly like this in the 80s, and I was like, well, Mom, you should have kept it.
Dude, Sophia doesn't like the Lord of the Rings movies.
I
I'm
just
sorry,
don't know
what?
right now. Like,
Monet, do you like Lord of the Rings movies?
I have not seen any one of them. I have not seen Lord of the Rings or Harry Potter, or like those are the classics that I
Well, it's fine not to see the Harry Potter movies. The books are better, but like
I know nothing about them. Nothing about
rings?
them. Never.
Where do you live?
Well, I grew up in Florida, but now I live in Washington. I live outside of
it's
Seattle.
still the United States of America,
like
right?
Washington State or Washington D.C.?
I'm in Washington State right now.
Okay, well, you're not that far away. We might need to get together and like marathon these movies because this is crazy.
I had never seen a single Star Wars before. I watched it, and I've never seen a single Star Trek until I started watching it. Like I just have to sit and like go through it because as a kid, I didn't watch any of these growing up.
I love how everyone is appalled in the comments. Like, what?
Sorry, I don't get any. Like after watching Star Wars and understanding the memes, I had to go back and laugh. Like I literally saved them because I was like, this might be funny when I'm done. Now I can share them.
There's a lot of things that I've not watched, but like these are pretty like big films.
When I put my head down, so I was telling my friends that like I've never like seen a Harry Potter or like read a Harry Potter, and I was like, I don't even know his name, and they were like, his name is Harry Potter. I was like, oh. I literally, when I don't know something, I don't know it, but when I do know something, I'm an expert. I'm either entirely ignorant or a genius.
I guess it's like my boyfriend's literally seen no Disney films, so
did he have a childhood? Was he ever a child, or did he just like come out an adult?
Just suddenly an adult. Yeah, I mean, yeah, he was a child. So.
Oh, that's so crazy.
I can't judge him because I didn't see The Lion King until I was 23. I've never seen
I think The Lion King is one that he has actually seen, but like,
really?
Pretty much.
That's fair to have like missed some of them, but like all of them? That's crazy.
Wait, Mona, have you watched any Marvel movies, like any of the MCU?
Okay, see, I've already made the chat cringe. So I'm sorry for whoever's listening. With the Marvel movies, I really pop up in the theater in any order that I see fit. So I definitely saw Endgame without seeing anything prior. I definitely saw the latest Spider-Man, and like I didn't know that these people that were coming back, they were new to me. I've never seen them before.
I love this.
There was a Spider-Man between Tobey Maguire and Tom Holland. Don't know who he is, but I've seen him in the movie.
Yes.
I mean, to be fair, I've not seen any of the Spider-Mans, like any of them ever.
How?
I just haven't. I haven't seen any of the Spider-Mans.
This is the best chat
This
I've ever
is
had.
crazy chat.
I do blank out stuff that I don't need in my life, but like when the Marvel movie comes out, everybody starts cringing because I'm gonna pop up in the theater and act like I've been here the whole time. Like I have so many holes in the storyline, it's ridiculous.
How can you watch Endgame and even understand anything? Like
I was
that
there for the
one in
graphics and the
particular.
action. When I seen the other people, like I couldn't tell you the difference between the Avengers and the Guardians. They all the same people to me. But the
I
movies
feel
are
like
great.
you
I
should
love
do
the
like a
pictures.
trailer reaction or something, and you'd be like, "Oh, who's that? Oh, could that be Spider-Man? Is that him?"
The
Looks
scene
like
where like
Spider-Man.
everybody's coming out of the sky and the theater's like yelling and crying and clapping, and I'm just like,
Who are these people? Where'd they come from?
You're just like, I'll join in. Yeah.
sure, yeah. I'm all for it.
Oh my gosh, I love this so much.
Oh my gosh. This is crazy.
Wow. Does this mean I can just read Tawny Man first?
No. No.
Didn't Katie Reeds read the
Yeah,
Hot Books out of order?
I was not okay
I'm
with it.
pretty sure.
She did read them out of order, and then she had the audacity to do a video on the proper reading order of Robin Hobb. I was like, you can't talk. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah. I had put in my review that like the first Cassandra Clare book I ever read was like Chain of Gold. I just hopped right into the Shadow World. I don't know any of these people, but I'm here.
Oh my god.
I'm chaotic.
I love how much you own it. Like you're like, I don't know these people and I don't care. I'm just gonna read what I want to read or watch what I want to watch.
At least that's the beginning of a series, you know, not like Endgame.
You can switch Farseer and life ships, can't you?
Yeah.
You can, but I wouldn't
you can.
recommend it.
I wouldn't either.
Okay.
Well,
But
I'm
you-
doing it like that, so
That's the only one that I'm like, you could do it.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
Endgame was a great movie, but I understood
It's
nothing
called
that happened prior.
End game.
You wouldn't understand anything. Like
It's called End game.
My husband literally, if it's a Marvel movie, he sits 2 seats away from me because he's like, "You're not allowed to ask me any questions." I'm just like, I wasn't gonna ask
I'm
you anyway.
on your husband's side on this.
This is so great.
So yeah, it's a chaotic experience. I want to watch them in order. It's just there's so many multiverses. There's so much happening that I'm just like,
You can't even do it at this point. There's too many. You had to have started before, otherwise you're going to commit like half your life to it.
But that's
I
why
watched
I like
the Shanghai film, and somehow that ties into things. I don't know how, but
I've not seen that one yet.
it was cool.
Yeah. They hit reset though, so the newer ones I like because you don't have to have 18 films worth of backstory to understand them. It's kind of like they just hit yeah.
I stopped. I'm not watching any of the new ones because I'm like, you know what? That was a lot of my life dedicated to this. I'm not starting it over again. I'm sorry.
Right, I'm gonna have to call this.
Okay.
So I hope everyone's had fun reading and finding out about our chaotic film preferences. So I hope you all have a lovely rest of your Friday and weekend. And again, everyone's channels will be linked down below if you want to check them out and hear more about their reading and not so much their chaotic film TV choices. So I'll see you all soon.